Hey, loyal Into the RioT listeners, listen up for just a second. Right now, this coming weekend's match feels a little bit different, heavy, maybe even a little personal. Real Salt Lake and San Diego return to the pitch with unfinished business between the two. You remember the chaos last time, the goal in the 85th minute by Olatunji that equalized everything. Starting to get a feel of it now, the emotion. This isn't any other match. Head to head, nothing separates these two clubs. This time, it's at our fortress, our home, our RioT. And it's time to draw the line in the dirt right now on Into the RioT.
Let's riot!
Juan Manuel Sanabria. Oh, what a goal! Sergi Solans, the rookie, his second of the year. Morgan Gilavogi. Good ball in, all the way across, and it's in! It's Victor Olatunji!
Thank you for joining us again, loyal listeners, here on Into the RioT. I'm Mike, and yes, my brother Kevin is here with me. Today we're breaking down the match to be between Real Salt Lake and San Diego FC. Coming off a high-scoring draw in their first meeting of the season, and both teams are looking to solidify their standing in the Western Conference. So, Kevin, let's go over the matchups.
Okay.
It's slated to be RSL versus San Diego FC at America First Field. We're back at home. Both teams fighting for top four positioning in the West. RSL currently holds on to a fourth place spot in the Western Conference altitude plus the crowd at America First usually equals major home advantage for RSL, especially against the coastal teams. We got Diego Luna and Gilavogi. They're the guys that serve this team as their creators. Real Salt Lake has collected points on their last 5 matches and have the same unbeaten streak going with the 5 matches. San Diego FC, they're sitting at 8th place in the Western Conference, coming off their first home loss of the season, 2-1 to Minnesota. So they're going to be hungry for a bounce-back performance. Still one of the most dangerous attacking units in the MLS, Dreyer and Marcus Ingarfsson. Kevin, who do you feel actually has more to prove in this matchup, RSL or San Diego? I mean, because RSL, they're here defending their home. They're trying to create this new identity. And San Diego, they're trying to show everyone that last year wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, and I think that's why San Diego has more to prove. RSL, like you said, they're defending the fortress. And that's pressure, and it's not familiar pressure for San Diego. I mean, they did play us once, but at home last year. But it's gonna be a lot for them. I think it's gonna be a crazy game. It's a different atmosphere this year with the team and the success we're having so far.
Yeah, they were the darlings of the league last year.
Yeah,
Was last year their inaugural season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they just kind of came like gangbusters out of the gate, and they have a quick counter-attacking team, which is a fun style of soccer to watch. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting game again. I mean, there's, like the stats say, there's nothing separating these two teams. Their head-to-head history, it's a short history, but it's already pretty dramatic. Last meeting back in March, it ended in a 2-2 draw at Snapdragon Stadium. The two matches last year were both won by each team, one game by each team, 3-1, same score. Olatunji in the Clarence Cobalt equalized last game against San Diego FC. Equalized the game in the 85th minute. Exciting. Overall record between the two, it's deadlock. It's exactly even. Same amount of wins, same amount of losses, same amount of draws. This match, Kevin, I feel like it's a tiebreaker in a budding, brand new rivalry. What do you think?
No, I agree, and this game, it feels more like a mid-season fixture than just beginning of the season here. But there's still a lot on this game. I mean, San Diego, you can't count them out. I mean, just because they're having a little bit of a rough spell, they're still there. But yeah, I think it's gonna be an exciting game, and they're both gonna be wanting to prove something. There's a lot on the line, I feel, for this game.
Yeah, I think collecting points, whether it be 1, whether it be 3, I think it's pretty important at this stage of the season, especially with RSL going into their. We talked about it last episode that they're going into this gauntlet with 3 games over a a 9-day series.
Hmm.
Kevin, who do you think are some of the players that we need to keep our eyes on this one? Both, it can be Real Salt Lake, it can be San Diego.
I think for sure Olatunji. He had the late game goal in the last match, and then Diego Luna. He didn't get to play the first game against him, and I think he has a lot that he has to show and prove. He's still looking to prove that he deserves a spot on that U.S. men's national team also. So I think there's a lot. I think he's going to be one to really watch out for. Maybe for San Diego, like you were saying, Anders Dreyer, he's a dangerous player. He's a constant goal threat. And Luca Bombino, he's coming off a big performance, and he's always rising the X factor. Also, I think another one that I would think to be watching out for is Gila Vogie. I think he's still, even though we talk about his passing almost every episode, I think he still has a lot to show and prove, and I think this could be one of his breakout games.
Yeah, he's kind of a silent. I mean, you notice him a little bit more because of his spot on passing.
Right.
But, he's kind of a silent, a quiet player. And I just think, it's going to be a big deal. Who do you think is going to start out of Victor Olatunji and Solon?
Honestly, I have a feeling that Olatunji will get the start this week.
Yeah, I kind of am leaning that way too. And I think you mentioned Diego Luna. I think I think that's going to change the entire feel of the game with him in there, because they have to be aware of where he's at.
Yeah.
Where I don't think they necessarily took Aiden he's Akani really all that serious. I haven't thought any of the teams have really taken him all that seriously. So give me this take, Kevin. Who's the bigger game breaker right now? Diego Luna or Anders Dreyer?
Right now, I would say probably Dreyer, but only by the thinnest of margins. Luna didn't play the first game. He is coming off his injury. I mean, he's been looking good the last 2 games. He's been able to play at least the full, 90. Dreyer is that one guy in a match who can turn a half chance into a gut punch, and we're always going to have to watch out for him and his counter-attacking skills.
Yeah, they're very dangerous.
They're
very dangerous on that counterattack, and it's kind of I believe it's kind of scary for both sides, because RSL has been known to strike fairly quick too.
Right.
So with that, I mean, which do you think could flip this match on its head? I mean, do you think Olatunji with another late goal? I mean, of course, Dreyer is always going to be one to pick out of the group to mark on those counterattacks.
Yeah.
Is it the new rising Bombino that's kind of finally hit maybe a level for San Diego that they weren't expecting?
Yeah. No, I think think you might have hit it on the head with Victor Olatunji. He thrives on these matches that get stretched out, and when the crowds get loud, it's just we saw in March he doesn't shrink from the moment, he hunts it, and I mean it seems to always be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, so too. And I think he's maybe a player that he's a little bit bigger. I would say a little bit stronger player than Solans.
A little taller.
And a little taller. I think maybe he wears them down. And maybe Solans comes in and gets the late match goal.
Yeah.
So it's just this is why they play the games, because you just don't know.
But whatever happens, I just feel like if RSL keeps on with this 20 plus shots on goal, I mean, if they get more on target, I just think it's going to be. I think that's going to flip the game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if they get more than 21, 22 shots in the game, just shots, not even on goal.
Yeah.
I mean, put 7 or 8 on frame. I think RSL comes out with this game.
Yep.
Because I think the defense is getting better. I think it's getting tighter. I think the communication and the combination of the back line is getting more comfortable. So this is obviously a huge match between these two teams, really coming down to individual needs for the two separate clubs. It's likely to be another tight 1-goal difference between the two clubs again. Again, it's one more match that RSL has the opportunity to prove its identity, and a statement game for San Diego, obviously. What are your match expectations, Kevin?
I think it's going to be another physical, high intensity game. RSL is going to try to impose a tempo. San Diego is going to try to impose the chaos, and it's just going to be a battle in the midfield. And it could get nasty there. Not dirty, but tense and physical. And but RSL, they're gonna have the altitude, the crowd. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be loud. But yeah, San Diego, they can score in bunches, and they don't care if it looks messy. So
yeah, for sure. Let me just shoot from the hip real quick, Kevin. These two teams seem like they're going in opposite directions as far as their last 5 game form, the form that the teams are on. I mean, RSL obviously hasn't lost a match in the last 5 matches, where San Diego has struggled. They have 2 draws and 3 losses in that stretch. I mean, do you think that's going to weigh in this game at all?
I think so. I mean, you got RSL with this momentum, and especially being home, having the crowd behind them, they're still going to have this high about them. And San Diego's going to. I'm sure they're frustrated. They haven't shown a very good form of discipline. They've had a few red cards back-to-back games, and it seems like there's something going on. I don't know if it's within the locker room or higher up. I don't know, but it just seems like there's something going on with San Diego.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. The red card that came against San Diego when Real Salt Lake was playing against them in San Diego came to who was it, Kevin? Let me see. It was the central defender, Christopher McVeigh.
Mm-hmm.
And he's he's on a 1-game ban against when they face RSL. So I think that's going to come into play. I think probably a huge factor, because he's their physical presence there on the defensive line, obviously, because he's the one getting into his hand caught in the cookie jar, so to speak.
Right.
So with the last match, did the 2-2 draw in the match, the last match we versed San Diego, did it reveal more about RSL weaknesses or San Diego's?
I think it revealed more about San Diego's. RSL's late equalizer exposed San Diego's biggest flaw. They don't close games well. They lose defensive shape, and they panicked a little bit under pressure, and they don't manage momentum swings all that well. RSL's, I don't know, just that last few minutes, they were able to open them up, and when they were trying to close us down, and we were able to stretch them up open and get that goal. So I think it showed more weakness on San Diego's part.
So do you think the young team of RSLs is probably more dangerous in a situation if the match gets more chaotic?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think San Diego thrives in broken play, if that's what we're talking about with chaos. But at the same time, I do think that RSL, they can play in it too, but they are best when they dictate the game,
Yeah. I think I have a pretty good feeling about this next question, about the, I guess, more casual fan, and maybe even the quote unquote Utah fan, RSL fan, where is this, if this game ends in another draw, do you think that's a win or a disappointment for Real Salt Lake?
I don't know. I think in the form that we're in, I think it's a disappointment. I mean, we're at home, we have the altitude, we have the riot behind them. I mean, we should expect 3 points out of this game, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm looking forward to 3 points.
Yeah.
But if we come out with 1 instead of 0 going into the next 2 games within the next 6 days,
yeah,
I think that's still a very good result.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, getting points out of anything is better than not. But yeah, it definitely doesn't shape our season, but it, I think with everything that we got going for us, I think you would almost expect the 3 points. But
yeah, I'm with you. I don't think a draw shapes the season, but I do think 3 points with a win shapes the season.
Oh yeah.
Because that's going to keep us up with the big boys. That's going to distance us from San Diego. Yep. And I think that'll be huge. If they get a 3 points in this on this weekend on Saturday, it's going to be huge.
Yep.
I think. Loyal Claret and Cobalt listeners, that's going to wrap this episode up. Short one this time, but thank you for joining us on Into the RioT. We've broken down the stakes, the storylines, and the chaos, and the characters who could flip this match right upside down. And now, all that's left is the moment to be played this Saturday at America First Stadium. This weekend, Real Salt Lake steps back onto the pitch with San Diego, a matchup that's become heavier, sharper, and probably, I would say, more personal every single time these two meet. The Fortress, the altitude, the riot are all waiting, and so are we.
Yes, and this match is a test of identity, and you, our loyal listeners, you're what makes up the Claret and Cobalt. You're part of the roar. You're part of what makes the riot the riot. So bring the noise, energy, belief.
And thank you again for spending your time with us, for riding the highs and lows. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and share what you think in the comments. Please, we want to get better and we want to hear from you. Share it on this podcast, share it on our social media, because we'll be right back here after the match to break it all down, the good, the bad, and hopefully not the ugly. Until then, stay loud, stay loyal, and stay into the riot.
Vamos Real.